And now we can go ahead and jump into our movie reviews. So we got three movies, like I said. I'm going to be talking How to Train Your Dragon. We'll both do material lists, and then I'll be doing 28 Years Later. Um, so yeah, we can go ahead and jump into the first one, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake. I would say you would agree with me. The How to Train Your Dragon trilogy is sneakily like one of the best trilogies ever. All three of them are phenomenal. They are so entertaining and funny and sweet, but they like make you cry. Toothless and Hiccup are just like one of the best duos ever in animated, you know, movies ever. Uh, and then the whole cast of characters, his dad, all their friends, Astrid, um, Rough Nut, and uh, what's his name, Fish Legs, all just the whole crew. Um, we love those movies. I mean, literally grew up on them. I think the first one came out when we were like 8 or 9 or something like that. So, um, yeah. So this was announced what, like a couple years ago that they were doing a How to Train Your Dragon live action, and I think me and you were both kind of like, why? It's different than like these live action movies that Disney's making because these Disney live actions are like the movies are actually pretty old. Like even Lilo and Stitch came out in like what, 2002? Like that's
Yep.
20, 25 years almost.
Mm.
Lion King's old, Aladdin's old. But How to Train Your Dragon is still like relatively, fresh and new. Last 10 to 15 years, we've gotten the whole trilogy. So I think we were both very shocked when they announced this, kind of wondering like why, and how it would work or how it would be. The same exact director that did the whole trilogy came back to do this one. Um, and yeah, so it's kind of weird. I didn't even really think about it there for a while after it was announced, but then we got the first trailer like 6 months ago. And after the first trailer, I was definitely excited because I love the originals, especially the first one. And that first trailer, when you hear that iconic score again, I think it's one of the most like slept on scores for an animated movie ever. And you get your first glimpse of Hiccup and Toothless doing recreating some of the iconic moments. Definitely got me excited, like tugged at my nostalgic heartstrings a little bit. So, I definitely was excited for this. The closer it got to it, with more trailers and stuff we got. Obviously, like a lot of people are out on live action remakes, and I honestly do not blame them. Um, you get some great ones like Aladdin, and what Beauty and the Beast, but then you get some that aren't that great, like The Lion King or the last 25 minutes of Lilo and Stitch,
Or
uh,
Dumbo.
or Dumbo, yeah, which I never even saw, but I know it's horrible. Um, but yeah, so obviously, like, I feel like a lot of people were kind of split and torn on it, but you still just got to go into it with an open mind. This is a movie that I loved and I know you loved growing up. So like it's not going to be bad as long as they, relatively keep it similar. It's going to be, it's going to be a good time. And um I will say going into the theater, it did have a little bit of a slow start. Um I don't know. I was just a little bit bored for like the first 20 minutes, but then like the second he meets Toothless in that little like quarry area in the
Mhm.
forest or whatever, that's like when the movie really gets going and it just goes and goes. I had a lot of fun with this. Obviously, it is literally this is what Lilo and Stitch did wrong. They did it correct here. It's literally a borderline shot for shot remake. Um, there is like hardly, I don't think there's really like any new storylines. They just stuck with the almost the exact same movie. So, um, if you're a fan of the original, I don't see why you wouldn't be a fan of this. I think Mason Thames is great as Hiccup. I think Nico Parker was actually kind of the MVP of this movie. She's the girl that played Astrid. I don't know what else she's been in, but she looks familiar. But
Yeah.
she was very good. Gerard Butler's back as his dad. He was kind of, whatever, but I think Mason Thames and Nico Parker did a great job along with like the supporting cast of his friends. Um, Julian Dennison, the guy that he's in Deadpool and he was in Y2K. Um, he plays Fish Legs. He was very funny. And then I think all of the dragons look great. Toothless looks incredible. Um, I mean, almost the exact same, but like just in a little bit more of a realistic way. Um, which I just think they did a good job. The all of the visuals and everything in this movie look really, really good. All the flying stuff looks really solid, like up there with like Game of Thrones flying, dragon stuff. But the dragons obviously like look a little bit more cartoony. So, but it all works. It's literally the exact same movie. It's just live action. So, I'm not gonna spill on it too long because like it literally is the same exact movie. But I gave it 4 stars. Set it at an 8.3. I'd probably give the first one like a 9. The only reason like I give this only 4 stars is because it's a remake. It's not really anything original, but they stuck to it, and I think I had a great time with it. I think for the most part, other people are enjoying it as well. They've already confirmed that they're doing the second one, and I imagine they will do the third as well. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're going to do live action, this is how you need to do it. You need to just stick with what works. If you're going to change up anything, do it very minimally. Um, but like there were literal lines and shot for shot, like remakes from the original and moments that I kind of forgot about, but then watching it again. Uh, like the one of the funniest line deliveries ever in a movie is "Thank you for nothing, you useless reptile." They did that again in this movie, and some of the silly shots with Toothless like looking like a dog hanging out with his tongue hanging out. Just all the good feel good stuff that you get from the original you get in this. Maybe it feels a little like more lifeless. Some people would say because it takes away from that like fun kitty animation, bringing it down to live action. But I do think they did a good job keeping the dragons like cartoony looking and um, really faithful to the original. So I don't know if you're going to go check it out at any point. It's not like it's a spoiler. It's the same exact movie, but it's just as feel good as the original. Visuals are solid. Couple really good performances from both Mason Thames and Nico Parker, and um, yeah, I think if you just don't like this movie, you're just a hater because it's the same movie.
And you probably
That
don't like
everyone
the first one.
yeah, yeah. If you don't like this movie, then you don't like the first one. So,
Yeah.
if you like the first one, you're gonna love it. Go check it out. Great for people like us, like for nostalgia, but also like introducing a whole new generation of kids um, to these characters that we both love and we grew up with. So, um, yeah. And I actually now after this, like I'm excited for the second one and for them to do the third one. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, that's How to Train Your Dragon. 4 stars, 8.3.
Um,
Definitely go
fu-
check it out.
Fun fact, Nico Parker is in Dumbo, the live action. She's also Joel Miller's daughter originally in
That's
The Last of Us.
that's who she
And
was.
she ripped
Wait,
my heart out
in the
that time,
show?
so
In the show?
yes.
Yeah, in season 1. Yes, I knew she
Yeah,
was
man.
mad familiar. She's very good. She was probably the
Yeah.
MVP actor.
Well, she was great in that first episode. She ripped
Yeah,
my heart out
yeah, for
again.
sure. So yeah, that's How to Train Your Dragon.